Hi, which items or general public comment did you want?
Good morning. I'll be speaking on item 30 in general.
Excellent. Please begin. You have a minute for each.
Thank you so much. Good morning, honorable council members. I'm Ross Weisstroffer, member of the Fair Rep LA Coalition, speaking as an individual, starting with item 30 on the CAO's report on mitigating liability payouts. And that's especially critical because the Charter Reform Commission grappled with our liability payout crisis for months and suggested real solutions, like requiring officers purchase liability insurance. And the question I have is, why does the council president's proposed process on charter reform drag the solution for our liability payouts crisis into the Rules Committee so that only a third of you will be able to have the commission present to you, ask questions, and get details about how these charter reforms address this liability payouts crisis? Even Nuri Martinez had the Independent Redistricting Commission's maps presented to the full council. We have charter liability payout reforms ready to go for your questions, your engagement, your amendments. Why won't the full council be able to discuss it together until a single meeting and single vote on June 9th? You gave the commission $1 million to do the work, solve these issues. The full council should be able to hear it. Let's move to general public comment now. And I'm so passionate about charter reform because I'm the person who had to use this iPhone to record video for the public at almost every single commission meeting. And honestly, while I appreciate the start in a career in cinematography, I don't want to do that again. We spent $2.81 million on City View, go team, to record council meetings, and I don't want to be in the front row of a rules committee meeting shooting on an iPhone just so this city can show people what's being presented to them as you are legally obligated to do so by the ADA. These committee meetings deserve video. This process deserves the full engagement of the whole council, and the public deserves more than a crappy continuous meetings exemption that tells the public, we want to hear from you about charter reform as little as legally possible. When the future of our city and our Constitution are at stake, when we have spent all this money and the public's time and energy on this process, honor it with a full presentation at council and video and public comment at all charter reform committee meetings. Thank you.
I think we're getting the microphone for Mr. Herman. Hello, Mr. Herman. Which items or general public comment did you want?
I'm going to speak on all items and non-general public comment. That
Okay.
allows me
You
four
have 3
total
minutes for the items, followed by a minute for general. Please begin now. Thank you.
So, Mr. Fauble there, for the record, you indicated that you're here in protest for the same removal of appeals on the items per se, hearing of protest, right? But, Mr. Fauble, knowing that you have 2 homes that you own, you're happy to see that most of these people here in protest don't have a home. You are aware, Mr. Fauble, according to the bar license that you hold, that you shall be liable in this protest, that these people here, that you have violated their constitutional rights to possess a home. Am I right, sir? Can you answer that?
Please continue, Mr. Herman.
Thank you, asshole. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're here for a lien, please stand up here and speak about your lien, because if not, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't listen. They don't care. Look at them. Look like a bunch of chongos with suitcases, right? Except for the big girl over there, Hernandez. She looks like a big green apple. Now, regarding all these cases, case after case, we've been spending, smoking scam, we've been spending millions of dollars on these cases, which they could have settled a long time ago. And yet the courts protect current price on a continuance time after time, when yet he's being paid $700 a day to do his job that he's unfit for, because as you heard, I object to all those appeals on the liens, Mr. Is it Bloomingfield? Are you a part of the Nephilim? Are you an unruly god? Yeah, I'm talking about the jackass up there, Mr. City Attorney, on all these goddamn fucking bullshit of, here's a good example, Mr. Is it Wobble? Wobble, wobble, wobble. Ricardo Ramirez versus the city of Los Angeles due to a police department involving members of the LAPD. On behalf of Mr. Ricardo Ramirez and that 3-inch dwarf there up there who sucks a dick. Not like the one I have in my hand because it's a mic. But smoking scan. Little bitches are snitches, get what they deserve, right? And into my closing 19 seconds, let's talk about Timothy Calmywell versus the city of Los Angeles. A whistleblower like me, Donald J. Trump, and like God, who told Nimrod, you ain't gonna build shit. You are now a city of Babel. So,
General public comment.
general public comment, smoke and scan, is this. We got scooters and bikes on the sidewalk. We got a dum-dum by the name of Padilla, cheerleader, who rather sip her coffee than get these fucking scooters and bikes off the sidewalk and streets, endangering the public. Kind of what the bullshit was happening in Scientology. They get permits, they do what they want. They get permits, they don't pay. Everyone who gets a permit has to pay, Mr. City Attorney. Even you, when David O'Carter tomorrow talks in the federal court about your abuse, Mr. Attorney, you are part of the problem. Physically, mentally abusive piece of shit this city of Los Angeles is. And yet you let that Woodland Hills woman do what? Take contraband in LAX airport to fly it to Iran. Fuck Iran and fuck the city of Los Angeles. Got it?
Thank you. Next speaker. Hello, speaker. Which items are general public comment did you want?
This is a general comment. Toreen Svittle, CD13, League of Women Voters of Greater Los Angeles. I attended many of the Charter Reform Commission meetings, and I'm excited by a number of the Commission's recommendations, as I hope you all will be. The revised charter will be around for at least a decade, so any changes need to be thoroughly and thoughtfully debated. To that end, it is important that the Charter Reform Commission present their full report to the full City Council before it is deliberated on by the Rules Committee. Council members would then have a chance to ask questions, make general comments about the recommendations, and introduce potential amendments. Incorporating the voices of all the council members will make the final document more representative of the city as a whole. Once the report goes to the Rules Committee, please consider providing more opportunities for public comment regarding the CRC's recommendations, including, if possible, remote comment. Allowing only one day of in-person public comment for a document that has such a fundamental impact on the city's residents unfairly limits the public's ability to weigh in on issues that directly affect them. Thank you.
Mi nombre es Lisbeth Huerta. Quiero que pasen las ordenanzas de comida rápida.
My name is Elizabeth Huerta. I want you to approve the Fair Work Ordinance in the fast food industry.
Soy trabajadora de McDonald's.
I work in McDonald's.
Y bueno, nomás quiero que pasen, por favor les pido que pasen las ordenanzas de comida rápida. Perdón.
Yes, I am a fast food worker, and I am just asking that you approve the Fair Work Ordinance for the fast food industry.
La ordenanza de comida rápida. Thank you.
For the fast food industry. Thank you so much.
Good morning, City Council members. My name is Trina Traylor, and I'm here with the Los Angeles Black Workers Center. I want to begin by grounding us in what we have already been able to achieve. The Charter Commission has officially endorsed our personnel recommendation for charter reform. This is not a small step. It reflects months of community input, coalition building, and a clear vision for how Los Angeles can move toward a more equitable and accountable system for workers. Now we're at a crucial juncture. Meet and confer is underway, but this process cannot move forward without direction and alignment from both of your committees. Without that instruction to the Coalition of Labor Unions, the process we've made risks stalling at a very moment when it should be advancing. For our members, this is about more than process. This is about access to quality public jobs, transparent hiring, and ensuring that Black workers and historically excluded communities are no longer locked out of the opportunity and what the city we help sustain every day. We are asking for partnership to move this forward with urgency and intention. If there are staff or schedulers present
Thank you.
today,
Thanks. Sorry.
Good morning, council members. Carolina Goodman, League of Women Voters of Greater Los Angeles, and a member of Fair Rep LA. If you've had a chance to review the final report from the Charter Reform Commission, you'll note under the Police Accountability section a recommendation to consider liability insurance for LAPD officers. Since 2020, LAPD accounted for over $1 billion for liability payouts. Last month, the federal court ordered Los Angeles City to pay $11.8 million to a man blinded in one eye by a less lethal projectile. We support the Budget and Finance Committee's recommendation that the CAO release the actuarial study on the city's liability payouts and that an analysis be done on insurance options in order to mitigate litigation payouts. Speaking of the final report from the Charter Reform Commission, please see the letter you received from Fair Rep LA regarding the process for reviewing the hard work done by the dedicated commissioners in the months since last summer. Remember, the city has invested $1 million for charter reform.
General.
Thank you.
Are you done, Speaker? You had an extra, you had a minute, General.
That was my general.
Yeah.
Sorry. Remember that the city has invested $1 million for the Charter Reform Commission to determine how our government can better serve the people of Los Angeles. The full city council should hear a presentation from the commission before the Rules Committee makes recommendations for charter amendments for the full council to consider in June. Also, it's not enough to offer one opportunity at the Rules Committee for public comment on charter reform. Community members must be allowed to give public comment at each of the meetings scheduled for deliberation. Discussions about charter reform will be bolstered by the valuable input from the public. Thank you for ensuring that this happens.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Spindler. Which items or general public comment did you want?
Well, all the fucking items.
Then you have 3 minutes.
So let's see here. Number 6. What? An indicted felon? Assessing property tax liens on the city council? He's indicted. How the hell can you have somebody facing 12 felony charges on number 6 stealing people's money on their property? I don't understand it. That's not fucking legal. And number 2, the same shit. Look at this, current price. Manchester Avenue, a lien for $7,000, but the council member's under current indictment. It's conflict of interest. How the fuck can you, how does your city ethics commission, your city attorney, how do you allow somebody that's under threat of going to prison for up to 14 fucking years, which for that old motherfucker going to be a life sentence, all right? And then we've got the illustrious Imelda Louisa Padilla, number 3, stealing $1,500 of hard-earned stash. Then we have number 10, Kevin De Leon. And I told you, all of you people in CD 14 didn't vote for Kevin. She is shoving number 10 up your ass for $3,000 on 950 South Broadway. Kevin would have waived that lien, but Gerardo, she gonna waive it? No. And then again, the Louisa Padilla at number 14, another lien. And then let's see here, the president of the council's got to steal. Hamburger Hernandez, let's not forget, number 19. Okay, you want to waive the lien on number 19? McDonald's gift card. Give her a McDonald's gift card and let her go feed her big fat face. And then she'll waive the lien. Right? That's right. Now let's see, we have other shit here. The Nossman Law Firm wants an outside contract. Didn't they represent John Lee in his personal legal matter? Right? Didn't we give a waiver, Bob, to Nossman LLP for that? And now we want them to come back and take in more of our city money? Can't you find some other lawyers? I went to Orange County. They're starving, Bob. Santa Ana, the lawyers are starving. They're chasing ambulances to try to get business, Bob. Why don't you let these nice Santa Ana attorneys get some of this? And again, if you have a legal problem, Jacoby and Myers, isn't it about time? Now, look in your mail, everybody, where you get your property taxes.
Did you want general, Mr.
Slavsky.
Spindler?
What?
Did you want general or
I
general?
fucking told you, all items in general.
Go ahead.
You dumb, blind motherfucker. Now, Los Angeles City Clerk is sending you a bill for the street lights that Bob won't repair and Katie won't repair. It looks like this. And you got to open it and you got to fill it out and return it before June 2nd, or you're going to be fucked in the ass for the rest of your life for additional lighting assessments. This is all Nithya Ramen Noodle's fault. Nithya could have stopped it. It's all her fault. But this is how they run for mayor. Now, I got bad news, Bob. You're not going to be able to pass this tax because under Monell versus the City of New York, your public hearings violate the First Amendment. I will prove it. You people run these meetings like a cunt, don't you? Bunch of cunts.
That's your
Thank
time,
you, Mr. Spindler.
We so missed you. We're so glad that you're back coming to the meetings regularly and enlightening us. So thank you so much. Next speaker.
Thank you,
Welcome
Mr.
back.
Spindler. Mr. Kwan, hello. Which items or general public comment did you want?
I'd like to speak on general 25 and 30.
Okay, you have 2 minutes for the items and 1 for general. Start with the items, please.
And for the record, I signed up as Luke Kennard just because it was good luck last week. Item 30 is on liability mitigation, and I would just note, the mayor talks about addressing our liability problems by hiring up people to fix our sidewalks, our streets. We're going to get 500 new positions. And you all know how terrible this city is at hiring people. We tried to revise that in 2024, and that got punted to the commission because we didn't have the meet and confer. And we haven't had the meet and confer start until now. And that's why the Charter Reform Commission didn't give you a single recommendation related to personnel. So that's why it's really important to think about whether or not this goes to the full council so you can give direction. Because this meet and confer process is happening behind closed doors, and you're not actually influencing it. I will just note that one of the organizations that actually did provide some recommendations on personnel was the Black Workers Center, and I encourage you to look at their recommendations. Item 25 is on the Palisades wildfire, and I do think it's important to just revisit that and not, doing too much Monday morning quarterbacking, but for all the talk about the mayor being gone, I think we do have to remember we did have an acting mayor. And part of the problem was our acting mayor was in this council chambers. Instead of preparing for the wildfire, he was preparing for a meeting here. And what did we see? The fire broke out in the morning. The fire chief was texting, asking for the council president to call her. She didn't hear back. The council president didn't ultimately reach the command post until 3 p.m., over 3.5 hours after the chief asked for his number. I just bring all of that up to say this whole question of whether or not the council president should be serving as both council president and mayor in the short term and long term persists. We haven't addressed it. One of the solutions that could have addressed it was creating an office of public advocate.
General.
For general comment, who is this charter reform process for? Why are we leaving decision makers out of this process? Skipping the full council is just bad. The last conversation we had about council size as a full council was in 2022. We have elected 9 new council members since then. We need a pulse on the actual direction, where you want to go, what number. We need to actually study that. 1 day of public comment at committee is a joke, and it's insulting. do not forget, you have to get voter approval. Lastly, the schedule says that we're going to have a 5-day turnaround. We're going to wait until after the election, because this is political. We got to wait and read the winds of the election before moving forward. And then we're going to have a committee, revise the whole thing, and send it to the full council 5 days later. You know how much time you're going to have to read that revised ordinance? You know how slow the city attorney is?
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Ritu Mahajan. I'm an attorney with Public Counsel. We provide free legal services to hundreds of small business owners in the city year after year. And I've seen firsthand how landlord retaliation and harassment, including lockout threats and failure to make necessary repairs, leads to small business displacement, which negatively impacts people's livelihoods and our economy. I want to thank Council Members Jurado and Hutt for introducing a motion today to support community-serving small businesses and create mechanisms for us to hold bad actor landlords accountable. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to start off with you guys are going to have a massive settlement for a degenerate, perverted officer who did a lot of harm. But I want to ask you why. I mean, I know you fired him, and you're going to settle, which you should, probably for millions. But why are you stopping there? Why are you not like taking his post certification away or going for that? And why are you not prosecuting him to make sure that this horrible, evil person who does not deserve to wear a badge anywhere can't, to prevent future victims? We need to take victims, and what people go through seriously. Like, I've been coming here for 2 years talking about victims, and it seems like no one's taking it seriously. Okay, but I am asking you to not only settle, and pay this victim what she is due, but to go after his post-certification and prosecute. That's how we protect victims. Nobody should have to suffer under people like that. And, so now I want to talk about the, I got so started on that, I got upset about it. The one with the ADA and stuff and hiring people. This city has for the longest time, you didn't even have an ADA person for anyone to contact about anything. And it's just sad. Like, it feels like the ADA community is just like tossed aside. I'm like, since I've been coming here, I think I'm on my 3rd chair because of all your streets and sidewalks that are not passable. But there's also other issues, that, and you just don't take it seriously. Like, I can't even go and speak up at the mic at the podium. I have to stay back here, like I'm in a cage, okay? Because you don't take it seriously. You don't have the right personnel. You don't even listen to, any of this stuff. So I'm talking about ADA stuff, and no one's even listening. So it's like, whatever. And I think even Smoke and Scan would agree with me. You guys don't listen, but you should be listening, because all this stuff is important. And I'm not here asking for I'm not asking for all this free stuff. I'm just asking for sidewalks that work, and I'll take out these. And now you're making it worse too, okay? And this is what I want your ADA people to know. You're voting in all these things like street benches and things that, like advertisements, that is taking away more sidewalk space, okay? Like, yeah, it's like you have the technical, amount that you can pass, but like sometimes people, they have their kids with them, and it's just, you're making it so difficult to navigate, and you're just doing the bare minimum, and I don't like it, okay? I don't think anyone should be happy with it. And as far as with the state of emergency, I know for a fact that Smoke and Scan will agree with me on this. Make sure there's enough water this fire season. Make sure we have enough water, that we're on alert, that we are prepared, because never let what happened like that happen, and rebuild the Palisades. Thank you. I want my 1 minute.
Please begin.
Okay, I'm here to talk about Scientology. I'm sick and tired of just giving them the endless permits, endless clout. They can do whatever they want. They have no consequences. And I'm hoping that elections have consequences, Mr. Hugo, that, I'm curious to see if any of the people running against you are willing to listen to people who give enough time and energy out of, their lives. Like, why would I be here for 2 years? I don't get paid for this. It's from my passion. Scientology is a cult that does so much harm to people. You have the actual victims coming here talking about it, and you do nothing. And you guys, it's, now like these kids are like, they're running through and they're bringing attention to it, which is great, but we need to know why Scientology is harmful, okay? And they have too much influence on this city, and it's continuing, and it never ends. I'm here and I'm going to keep coming as long as I can. And I hope you guys take it seriously and do something.
Thank you, Speaker.
Buenos días, soy Rosa Schreider, trabajo en comida rápida.
Good morning, I'm Rosa Schreider and I work in fast food.
Urgimos que pasen la ley de trabajo justo en la comida rápida lo más pronto posible.
We urge you to pass the Fair Labor Act for the fast food industry as soon as possible.
Los 50,000 trabajadores de comida rápida dependemos de su apoyo.
The 50,000 fast food workers depend on your support.
Para asegurar que podamos aprender sobre nuestros derechos,
to ensure that we can learn about our rights,
y así poder asegurar de nuestros trabajos sean justos y seguros.
And to guarantee fair and safe working conditions.
Conociendo las leyes que existen para protegernos.
And also to know the laws that exist in order to protect us.
Por favor, apoyen la ley del trabajo justo en la comida rápida. Gracias.
Please support the Fair Labor Act for the fast food industry. Thank you.
Gracias.
Buenos días a todos.
Good morning to all.
Mi nombre es Brígida Martínez.
My name is Brígida
Tengo un pequeño
Martínez.
negocio aquí en la ciudad de Los Ángeles.
I own a small business here in Los
Mi
Angeles.
distrito es 1
And I'm
con
in
Hernández.
I'm in District 1 with Hernandez.
Estoy aquí con SAGE porque estoy apoyando la moción de abusos contra pequeños comercios o
And I'm here with Sage. And I'm here in support to talk about the abuses against small business owners.
por nuestros arrendadores que nos rentan, a veces son abusivos con nosotros.
Because
Como
the landlords that we rent from are sometimes abusive towards us.
cuando uno está rentando y se descompone algo, ya sea que liqueo en el techo, ellos nos dicen, oh, al rato vengo y lo arreglo.
For
Mientras a uno,
example, when one complains about a leak, perhaps like on the roof, they say, oh, we'll take a look at it later.
y mientras uno ya se le echó a perder las cosas y ellos no ven eso. O sea, ellos no te dicen, oh, págame la renta un poquito 3 días después, y nosotros nos tenemos que esperar a veces hasta una semana para el arreglo.
Meanwhile, while our stuff is ruined, they never negotiate with us and say, oh, you can pay your rent a bit later.
Entonces yo por eso estoy apoyando para que se mejore esas condiciones para nuestra gente, más que nada nuestra gente latina,
So
que
I'm here
estamos
in
empezando.
support of this motion in order to better the conditions for our community, especially for the Latin American community.
Estamos empezando a emprender, entonces si ustedes nos ayudaran un poco en esa forma, quizás seguiríamos más, o sea, subiríamos un poquito más, ¿me entiende?
Gracias.
We're starting, and your support would really mean a lot. It could help us succeed even further.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning. Frederick Sillick, public comment. Speech of the People, Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, wish to extend on the theme of balance. The current unbalanced economic circumstances contributes to a mental unbalance. Mental health can be revolutionarily improved with economic balance. Economic balance is positively correlated to mental balance. Putting graduated tax economic reforms in place and recirculating the resources with a profound equal redistribution intention will be the solution to our most detrimental economic conditions, allowing for more effective sound decision and judgment balanced practices. Socialism is the challenge of socialized behavior to create. Good day.
Thank you.
Buenos
Please begin.
días, señores concejales. Mi nombre es Javier Sánchez y vengo aquí para que a ver si apoyan una ordenanza que es tajo para los pequeños negocios que sufrimos acoso por los dueños no tenemos recursos para mantener los negocios operando por esta
Un segundo, por
administración.
favor. Yes, good evening, honorable councilman. My name is Javier Sanchez. I'm here to ask your support for an ordinance known as Tahoe, which is to protect small businesses for not being harassed. They don't have sufficient resources to be operating their businesses on a daily basis.
Sí, porque sufrimos acoso de algunos dueños. Entonces queremos que pase esa ley Tahoe.
Because we suffer harassment at the hands of some of the owners, so we want Tahoe to be approved.
Y con esta administración que tenemos no podemos mantener operando nuestros negocios chicos.
And with this current administration in place, we are not able to operate our small businesses.
So le pido a los concejales que apoyen la ordenanza Tahoe, y especialmente a la concejal Jurado y a la concejal Hitter y a todos los demás que nos apoyen en esta ordenanza o que pase una ley.
So yeah, we ask that you support Tahoe, and especially for Councilwoman Jurado and Heather, we ask for your support with this.
Gracias.
Es todo, gracias.
Mi nombre es Manuela Martín. Vengo con el equipo de SAGE.
My name is Manuela Martin. I am with SAGE.
Vengo hablando por sobre del negocio porque yo soy también pequeño negocio.
I am here talking about businesses because I have a small business.
Lo que yo vengo compartiendo, los dueños del negocio, los dueños que nos rentan, quiere aprovechar ellos nuestra pobreza.
I'm here because the owners, the people who rent out to us, they want to take advantage of our poverty.
Porque yo en la Alvarada a las 6, allí renté un pedazo de local.
Because me on Alvarado and 6, I rented local.
Hace como 3 meses y es comercial, pero hay personas que viven en donde yo vendo.
I rented it 3 months ago, and it's commercial, but there's people that live around where I'm operating.
Y yo hablé con el encargado del edificio, le dije que por favor se anda cayendo la basura sobre el producto.
I spoke to the owner of the establishment, and I told him, please, the trash is dripping on the products.
Y lo que él me dijo, pues si no te gusta, pues te puedes ir.
And
Y yo le dije,
he told me if you don't like it, you can leave.
Gracias.
gracias.
Hello, my name is Francisco. I work for SAGE. We've been doing outreach to small business owners for the last 2 years. And we've been hearing a lot of stories about harassment. And we know that commercial property owners use the weapon of harassment to increase, pressures for displacement. Harassment not only affects the small business owner, but sometimes it also affects their health, their families, sometimes them ending in the hospital. So this is the right thing to do to support this motion, anti-harassment for commercial tenants. It's a win-win situation for everyone. We keep our small business healthy. We keep our local economy healthy. They also pay their taxes. So please support this motion.
Thank you.
Yeah, so today in a private session, council is going to be speaking about a lawsuit or voting on a lawsuit related to a cop who raped a woman. He raped a woman who was after putting her on a mental health hold. He didn't just rape her, he anally raped her, and he fisted her. He then proceeded to try to make her have sex with dogs. The LAPD tried to cover this up. They didn't even have this guy decertified. I've heard that he may be working for ICE right now as we speak. And he's only able to do that because nobody has spoken up. He has more victims out there. I know of 5 different women that have reached out to me who he has been stalking, some for up to 10 years. Same thing, always involving sex with dogs. And nobody's been there to champion them. Moving on to public comment.
Yes, please.
This ex-cop is a predator. And because of that, we're going to settle many millions of dollars. But you guys are doing it in private. Same way that the LAPD covered up for this cop, by doing everything in private. I imagine we're probably going to settle for $10 million or so. But nobody's doing anything to have this predator arrested. You guys just sit here, you guys have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to defend the city in this case, where the lawyers have been trying to slut shame the victim. You said nothing. Nobody's spoken up. I went to DA Hockman, he said, well, you gotta talk to the LAPD to get him arrested. Nithya, you've had all this information, you're running for mayor. I think it is time for you to speak up. Show what you're really about, or get the fuck out of the race. This is your moment, Nithya.
Thank you. Next speaker.
My legal name is Ingrid Philomena White, but people know me as Ingrid X, like Malcolm X, because I think just like him. And I have been trying to run for mayor for the last year, and I'm being denied on the ballot. I have come downtown 4 times. I have called in numerous times, and I don't get the proper paperwork. And someone is systematically blocking me from being on the ballot for mayor. I have been raped 7 times in the last 6 years, and the Wilshire Division hasn't pursued one of the rapes. I know where every man lives. And only in Inglewood did one person come to justice. Now, I'm going to get on the ballot somehow. And people like Curran Price and Maxine Waters and Mark Ridley Thomas and Nate.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you for coming down to comment. Hi, which items or general public comment did you want?
All items in general, please, Fauble.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. This agenda has 23 items that our liens for abatement cost. Did we ever put a lien on the towers that put our city at a loss? The ones that were empty, that got covered in graffiti. And because they were abandoned, we had to pay for security. Item 26, we got identify the funding. For ADA compliance, the whole world will be coming to the World Cup and then later the Olympics. And maybe Casey Wasserman will buy some tricks if we gotta spend to comply with ADA, so we can invite the athletes to come play. It should come as no surprise when I say we should have been in compliance already. How about item 27, PETC, increased enforcement for parking, PETC, we need at least 700, PETC, also for traffic controlling, PETC, what will new hires be earning, PETC, I think I recall learning, PETC, it costs more for patrolling, PETC, than revenue it's generating. Today's agenda is 62 items, let's go back to item 25. We're extending a declared emergency relating to last year's fires. Remember when celebrities raised a bunch of money, but most fire victims, they never saw a penny. We're well over a year after the catastrophic fires. People leading fundraisers turned out to be liars. The city failed to meaningfully protect our renters, and permit expediting could honestly be better. But is it an emergency now after months, or are you moving slow on the work to be done? The point of this declaration is simply funds and to avoid bureaucratic obligations. Let's refer to closed session. Liabilities. There's 19 on the agenda. Liabilities. How many will we settle? Liabilities. To avoid litigation. Liabilities. Trip and falls on the sidewalk. Liabilities. LAPD misconduct. Liabilities. Whistleblower retaliation. Liabilities. A sign even fell on someone. It's budget season. Everyone's reminded what our city's negligence costs. Hundreds of millions in liabilities putting us at a loss. Maybe it's time we make departments cover their own mistakes, especially the LAPD. All they do is take. We better tell these plaintiffs sorry for the pain that we've caused. We cannot fix our sidewalks so people trip and fall. Better tell taxpayers sorry for the money we've lost in settling liabilities that the police have caused. I'll say again, it's budget season, everyone's reminded what our city's negligence costs. Hundreds of millions in liabilities putting us at a loss. Maybe it's time we make departments cover their own mistakes, especially the LAPD. All they do is take. I just want to echo what's been said up here about the charter reform. The process has been a mess. Having only one committee session for the public to comment it is disgraceful. And if I were a member of this body and I was running for mayor, I would certainly be making my voice heard that there should be more transparency and public interaction, especially if that was part of the platform that got me elected in the first place. And regarding what Rob Kwan said about personnel, yes, I know from personal experience, this city sucks at hiring people. It takes months. There's so much paperwork. The personnel department is flooded. They're backed up. We need more thought about this, and the public needs to be involved. Fuck ICE. Get ICE the fuck out of LA. Shout out Smoke and Scan.
All right.
Item 59 wouldn't need to be on the agenda if LAPD had listened to the first woman who accused him of assault 7 years before he was hired. I'm not sure, we could have prevented this. General public comment?
Sure.
My name is Amy Percher. I attended nearly every CRC meeting. During the meetings, Commissioner Schlageter offered a solution that would have dramatically improved public infrastructure. The commission brutalized his motion, and as was their prerogative, and recommended something that won't help much. It should have been in the appendix. They provide solutions with minimal explanations and without showing their work or how they arrived there. Instead, they include pointless pictures and provide a page explaining that the charter is the city's basic rule book. Now, if I were a council member, I would be pretty insulted. You are the target audience of this report, not the general public. You provided the commission $1 million. Where did that money go? What did they spend it on? Letting them present to a committee is letting them off easy. Make them present to the full council. Thank you.
Good morning, council members. My name is Amy Chong. I'm here representing Inclusive Action for the City. We are an economic development organization based in Boyle Heights. We want to thank council members Isabel Jurado, Heather Hutt, and Councilmember Hernandez for their leadership in introducing a motion to create an anti-harassment ordinance to support small businesses from further displacement and harassment from their landlords. We are seeing firsthand how commercial landlord harassment disrupts their ability to operate, serve their customers, and remain part of their communities. Small businesses, especially immigrant-owned businesses right now, are struggling to get by, and harassment from the landlord make it even harder for them to thrive. We look forward to working with your offices to further provide basic protections and stability for our small businesses. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Memphis Perez. I live in Lincoln Heights. I have 2 small stores right there. I'm part of the Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council. I'm with SAGE, and I'm also with the tenants union. And the reason I'm here is because there's a real urgency in our communities. A lot of our small businesses are dying, and it seems that ain't nobody hearing us, that we're out here asking for support and we're asking, for things to get better for us. But it seems that for us, the only way is to let things happen and for us to disappear in our communities. Now, me at my store, I might not have a next year where I stay at, and certainly a friend of mine that is here might not have a next month to keep going where he's at. So we need to come together and create, solutions for small businesses because we want to keep operating in our communities. Most of us have been in our communities for 10, 20 years. All we're asking is for things to be fair, for rent increases to be fair, for our landlords not to take action against us when we ask for things to be fixed. We make jobs, we pay our taxes, we pay the landlord to pay his taxes and his mortgage. So all I'm asking is for support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Juanito. And I was just wondering if you guys could turn on the fountain, the whole doggone fountain here in the Gloria Molina Park. It's a really terrific park. It got a lot of nice plants, bizarre plants around it, toe jam and Earl. So I hope that hopefully that's not asking too much. Also, the water at the downtown library is off. I think it's kind of an insult to her. She seems like an incredible lady, with a good background, and just having not the fountain, it's just a dribble of a fountain. So if you could turn the whole doggone fountain on, that'd be cool. Also, the fountain on the second floor in the downtown library has been broke for a couple of months. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but you gotta take care of the minor stuff as well as the big stuff. So if that could get fixed, the downtown library is on the second floor, closest to the entrance. And I don't know, maybe a little bit stricter litter laws. I don't litter or anything because I like the city. So that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Thanks for coming down and talking.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Gotcha. Good afternoon, council members. My name is Nicholas Caputo, the Executive Director of Livable Advanced Los Angeles. I wanted to start with something very concrete, liability. LA is drowning in our liability claims, as I'm sure everyone in this audience knows, including those tied to LAPD and other departments. But these costs are not random. They are the result of how the city is structured to operate. When oversight is fragmented, when departments are not coordinated, and when decision-making is reactive instead of planned, risk increases. And when risk increases, so do payouts. That means liability is not just a legal issue. It's also, in addition to it being a cultural issue within the departments themselves, it is a governance issue. If we want to reduce these costs long-term, we have to address the structure that produces them. That means clearer accountability, better coordination, and stronger planning systems. And charter reform is how you do that. And that brings me to my broader point. Los Angeles, despite what a lot of people will say, isn't actually broken. It's functioning exactly as it was designed to, and that's the problem. We are trying to run a Class A global metropolis with a governance structure designed for a city no bigger than Pasadena. Right now, council officers are forced to act as catch-all service hubs. You are meant to be legislators and deliberators. A comprehensive charter reform package helps restore that balance, which is why I encourage all of you, with any given time you have, to consider every point within it. This includes council expansion, so districts are smaller and more accessible. There are strong data-backed recommendations about personnel and hiring reform so departments can actually function effectively. And it includes long-term planning tools like a capital improvement plan and two-year budgeting, ideally on a staggered cycle. But process matters too. The Charter Reform Commission's final report is now moving through the Rules Committee, but reforms of this scale deserve more time and more deliberation in front of the full council. Angelenos are paying attention. There should be meaningful opportunities for public comment throughout this process, and taken together, this package moves LA forward towards a government that is more efficient, more accountable, and better aligned with the scale of the city that it serves. Thank you all very, very much. Appreciate it.
I'm Rosa Maria Marquez, the owner of Rock Rose Gallery in Highland Park, and I'm here to support my fellow small businesses who are being harassed. The gentleman who's going to be speaking shortly is Jeremy from Read Books. He has to be out of his space by June 1st, and I hope that this is a sign to all of our council people to please be vigilant about the price gouging that's going on in your communities. The next person who has to disappear or move could be someone that you admire and support and frequent. So I just ask that you support small businesses in all of Los Angeles. Thank you.
Good morning, council members. My name is Johannes Espinoza, and I drove an hour to get here from the Northwest Valley. So if you can please pay attention for the next 45 seconds, that'd be great. Thank you. Again, my name is Johan. As you may know, the Charter Reform Commission concluded its work a few weeks ago and sent over a report with over 80 recommendations, including ranked choice voting with the vote of 10-1. According to the letter by the Council President, it will be heard at the Rules Committee first before you get to vote for it in June. I urge you to request a presentation to the full Council first so you have the opportunity to ask questions and give staff sufficient time to respond to your requests, or else you kind of lose out on being part of the process. So please urge a presentation for the full Council. Thank you.
Of course. So I probably won't take the entire 3 minutes, but obviously it's all about liens and abatement. So I guess the city needs to collect this fund somehow. And I understand it's a very dicey situation. You know, I know a lot of people are kind of upset that we got to collect it, or you guys have to collect it. And those of us that, you know, pay our taxes in the city are kind of upset as well, but I guess the city's broke, so you kind of have to figure out how to get more funds besides raising taxes and other discretionary funding from elsewhere. Public comment now.
Please.
So my public comment from Friday worked. I did call a councilwoman's representative, and they finally picked up and answered. So I guess public comment does work sometimes, and it did. So other things that I wanted to discuss about is related to communication. So those of us that work in the private sector, if a member or anyone calls us or gives us a call, we have to respond to their inquiry within 24 hours, or else we get written up or we get fired at the end of the day. So maybe that's something that you all should institute with your, people that work under you, the deputies and everybody else. Just saying, it's a suggestion. Anyways, a couple other things. I won't be here on Friday. I know you guys will be representing or honoring Armenian genocide. That is important. We don't want history to repeat itself, like Hitler had mentioned. And thank you again.
Thank you, Speaker.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Kaplan, and I own Read Books, Eagle Rock in District 14. February, our building was purchased by investors who raised our rent 135% and tried to bypass SB 1103 protections. And this is occurring all over Eagle Rock, all over Northeast Los Angeles, all over Los Angeles, where rents are being increased and investors are buying property and leaving them vacant when the commercial tenants leave. We formed an organization called SNELAS, which stands for Save Northeast Los Angeles Shops. And we are working on partnering up with other neighborhoods in pursuing legislation to protect small businesses, because the only legislation right now is SB 1103, and it's being ignored by most landlords. So we ask that we're looking to partner up with our councilwoman and any other council members who are interested in working with us.
Great. Thank you.
We'll start with Councilwoman Jurado.
Thank you, Council President. Colleagues, too many small business tenants have little to no protection when they face harassment or pressure from landlords trying to push them out. We've seen how disruptive that can be. In my district, Read Books, a beloved neighborhood bookstore, was recently hit with a rent increase of more than 130% after the building was sold. They were initially given only 30 days notice. After my office connected them with pro bono legal support through Beth Sedek, they were able to secure the 90 days notice they're entitled to under law. When businesses are pushed out this way, workers lose jobs, neighborhoods lose trusted gathering spaces, and communities lose part of what makes them special. That's why today I introduced a motion to explore the creation of a commercial tenant anti-harassment ordinance. This would be a first of its kind step to protect small businesses before they're forced out, before workers lose paychecks, and before another neighborhood institution disappears. It's all about building an economy that works for everyone and standing with workers, entrepreneurs, and longtime community businesses that have invested in Los Angeles for generations. I especially want to thank the advocates and community partners who helped bring urgency to this issue and are here with us today in support: Inclusive Action, Public Council, SAGE, Beth Sedek, and Little Tokyo Service Center. Together, we're working to protect the small businesses that sustain our community, strengthen our local economy, and ensure Los Angeles remains a city where everyone has an opportunity to stay, grow, and succeed. Thank you.